Prague, a city of 1,000 spires, each one a silent sentinel watching over centuries of history. A city shrouded in mist and legend, where every corner holds a story waiting to be told. Cobblestone streets wind through ancient squares, whispering tales of alchemists and emperors, of love and betrayal, of dreams and despair. But none are more captivating than the legend of the Golem, a tale that has transcended time and continues to intrigue and inspire. A creature of clay, brought to life to protect the innocent, to stand as a guardian against the forces of darkness. A being of immense power, forever teetering on the edge of chaos, a symbol of both hope and fear. The Jewish Quarter, a warren of narrow lanes and hidden courtyards, holds the heart of the Golem's story, a place where history and myth intertwine. Here, in the shadow of the old Jewish cemetery, lived Rabbi Judah Loew ben Bezalel, a man of great wisdom and faith, whose legacy still echoes through the ages. The 16th century was a time of fear and uncertainty for Prague's Jews, and it was Rabbi Loew who dared to challenge fate itself, creating the Golem to protect his people from persecution and violence. His story is one of courage and ingenuity, a testament to the enduring spirit of a community that has faced countless trials and tribulations. Rabbi Loew was a scholar, a mystic, a master of the Kabbalah. He saw the suffering of his people, false accusations, blood libels, the ever-present threat of violence. He knew he had to act. The Jewish community in Prague was under constant threat, living in fear of the next wave of persecution. Rabbi Loew, deeply moved by the plight of his people, felt a profound responsibility to protect them. He spent countless nights in prayer and contemplation, seeking a solution in the ancient texts he held so dear. Ancient texts spoke of the Golem, a being molded from clay, brought to life by the divine name of God. These texts were filled with mystical symbols and hidden knowledge, secrets passed down through generations. The Golem was said to be a protector, a guardian that could be summoned in times of dire need. Rabbi Loew knew that invoking such a powerful force was not without its dangers, but he felt the risk was worth taking. It was a dangerous path, fraught with risk, but Rabbi Loew felt he had no choice. The decision weighed heavily on him, but his resolve was unshakable. He gathered his most trusted disciples and shared his plan. Together they prepared for the monumental task ahead, knowing that failure could bring even greater peril to their community. With fasting and prayer, Rabbi Loew and his disciples went to the banks of the Vltava River. They believed that the purity of their intentions and the sanctity of their rituals would invoke divine favor. The river, a symbol of life and renewal, was the perfect place for their sacred task. They fasted for days, purifying their bodies and minds, preparing themselves for the spiritual journey ahead. There, under the light of a full moon, they shaped the Golem from the river mud. The full moon, a symbol of completeness and power, illuminated their work. They molded the clay with care and reverence, each movement a prayer, each touch a plea for protection. The figure began to take shape. A giant of a man, lifeless but filled with the potential for power. The Golem stood before them, an imposing figure of clay, silent and still. It was a vessel, waiting to be filled with the divine spark that would bring it to life. The air was thick with anticipation as they prepared for the final ritual. The ritual was long and arduous. They chanted ancient incantations, their voices rising and falling in a rhythmic cadence. The night stretched on, each moment heavy with significance. The disciples moved in a carefully choreographed dance, their actions precise and deliberate, each step bringing them closer to their goal. Finally, as dawn approached, Rabbi Loew placed a shem, a parchment inscribed with the name of God, into the Golem's mouth. The first light of day broke over the horizon, casting a golden glow over the scene. The Golem's eyes flickered open, and it took its first breath. Rabbi Loew and his disciples watched in awe as their creation came to life, a testament to their faith and determination. The Golem was now ready to fulfill its purpose to protect the Jewish community from harm. The Golem stirred. His eyes, two embers in the growing light, flickered open. He rose to his full height, towering over the rabbi and his disciples. He was a fearsome sight, yet his presence brought a sense of awe, of security. Rabbi Loew instructed the Golem to protect the Jews of Prague, to be their shield against hatred and violence, and protect he did. The golem patrolled the streets, his very presence a deterrent to those who would harm the Jews. He was their champion, their silent guardian. Stories of his strength and deeds spread like wildfire. He was said to have single-handedly repelled attackers, to have saved a child from a burning building. For a time there was peace in the ghetto. But the golem was a being of instinct, not reason. He lacked the capacity for judgment, for discernment. He was a force of nature, as dangerous as he was protective. Rabbi Loew knew this, and so he deactivated the golem every Sabbath Eve, removing the shem from its mouth. But one Friday, in his haste, the rabbi forgot. The golem, unbound by the Sabbath rest, continued his patrol. But without the rabbi's guidance, his actions became erratic, destructive. He mistook a drunkard's stumble for an attack, a child's playful shout for a cry for help. Chaos reigned as the golem tore through the streets, his strength now a menace. The golem undone, a monster contained. Rabbi Loew, alerted to the unfolding disaster, raced to confront his creation. The golem, eyes blazing, stood amidst the wreckage of the marketplace. It was a tense standoff. Finally, the rabbi, with trembling hands, reached into the golem's mouth and removed the shem. The light faded from the golem's eyes and he crumbled to dust. The people, shaken but safe, cleared the debris. The golem, their protector, had almost become their destroyer. Rabbi Loew, filled with remorse, ordered the golem's remains to be stored in the attic of the old new synagogue, never to be disturbed. Whispers in the attic, the golem's legacy, but the story doesn't end there. Whispers persist, legends whispered in hushed tones. Some say that the shem remains in place, hidden within the golem's remains. That Rabbi Loew in his wisdom foresaw a time when his creation would be needed again, that one day the golem will rise once more to defend the innocent. Tourists flock to the old new synagogue, their eyes drawn to the attic door, forever sealed. Does the golem truly slumber within? Or is it the echo of his legend, the enduring power of hope in the face of fear, that continues to captivate our imaginations? Beyond the ghetto walls, the golem in the modern world. The Golem of Prague is more than just a local legend. It has transcended time and place, becoming an archetype, a symbol woven into the fabric of our collective consciousness. Writers, artists, filmmakers, all have drawn inspiration from the golem story, exploring its themes of creation, responsibility, and the duality of human nature. From Gustav Mehring's haunting novel to the expressionist films of Paul Wegener, the golem has taken on a life of its own. Each reimagining adds another layer to the myth, reflecting the anxieties and aspirations of its time. The golem has become a mirror to humanity, reflecting our own potential for both good and evil. The double-edged sword, power and responsibility. The golem's story is a cautionary tale about the seductive nature of power. Rabbi Loew's creation reminds us that even the noblest intentions can have unintended consequences. The golem, a force for good, was always teetering on the precipice of destruction, a stark reminder that power, unchecked, inevitably corrupts. The legend forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves. Are we so different from the golem, capable of great compassion and terrible violence? Do we possess the wisdom and restraint to wield power responsibly, or are we destined to repeat the mistakes of the past? Protector or monster? A question for the ages. The Golem of Prague, a figure shrouded in mystery and legend, has fascinated historians, storytellers, and the curious minds of generations. The Golem of Prague remains an enigma, a creature forever suspended between savior and destroyer. Created from clay by the mystical Rabbi Loew, the golem was brought to life to protect the Jewish community from persecution and violence. He is a testament to the enduring power of belief, a symbol of hope and a warning. The golem story is not just a tale of ancient magic, but a reflection of the human condition, our fears and our hopes. A reminder that even in the darkest of times, we have the capacity for both creation and destruction. The golem's duality serves as a mirror to our own potential, for both good and evil, a reminder that the line between protector and monster is often blurred. As we wander the ancient streets of Prague, we are left to ponder the golem's legacy. The cobblestones beneath our feet whisper tales of a time when magic and reality intertwined, when a creature made of clay could be both a guardian and a threat. Was he a protector, a shield against the forces of darkness? The golem's strength and unwavering loyalty to his creator and community paint him as a hero, a figure of immense power used for the greater good. Or was he a monster, a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power? The same strength that made the golem a protector also made him a potential threat, a being whose power could spiral out of control. Perhaps the answer lies not in a definitive label, but in the questions themselves. The golem's story invites us to reflect on our own nature, to question the balance of power and responsibility in our lives. For it is in questioning, in grappling with our own capacity for both good and evil, that we truly confront the golem within us all. The legend of the Golem of Prague is not just a story of the past, but a timeless exploration of the human spirit, a narrative that continues to resonate with us today.